Well, yeah, Congress just did that. Merry Christmas to all of you. Welcome into Morning Invest. I'm Clayton Morris. So glad to have you here. So, we've been following the drama out of Washington. Even while they're off golfing and taking time with their families, we're still following all of the developments on how this could affect you. This stimulus package, unemployment benefits, eviction notices going out, eviction moratoriums unfolding, unemployment benefits drying up tomorrow, all of that. So this is, in many ways, for many people, not a Merry Christmas. I mean, just look at these headlines tonight with all of these people. This woman, in fact, she ran a business, a wedding business. Last year, she ran this business where she had roast duck. She had green beans, casserole last Christmas for her family. This year, she's had to close her business because of the pandemic, and now she's eating tuna with crackers on Christmas with her family, and her business is totally closed, while this government has totally failed you left and right. So what are the developments this evening? Well, if you can believe it, yes, the Republicans have totally screwed you. Totally. They had an opportunity when President Trump, of course, dropped the bomb before leaving for Mar-a-Lago just the other day to pass $2,000 stimulus checks. And this afternoon, President Trump, in a series of meetings, which were really just him at the golf course, took to Twitter to slam Congress. Yeah, to slam Congress for their failed leadership on this coronavirus bill. And so this literally just this afternoon, the president had this to say: made many calls and had many meetings at Trump International in Palm Beach, Florida. Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than only $600? It wasn't their fault. It was China. Give our people the money, he tweets on Christmas Day. To which many people responded, of course. Here's a viewer. It's the fault of you and McConnell. Sign the damn bill now and get some cash flowing. Then President Biden can get the next installment sealed and delivered. So there's two different camps emerging. Some saying, yeah, Republicans in the Senate, Republicans in the House, get off your butts right now. I don't care if it's Christmas night. I don't care if it's the 26th of December. Pass a stimulus bill. Get direct stimulus checks into the hands of the American people. You have failed the American people. I mean, I look at the numbers tonight. I look at the people that are about to lose their homes. And if you don't have a heart, then maybe you're not concerned about this. But everyone watching my show, I know you care about these things. I know that this is incredibly important to you and your family. And if maybe you are not in a position of suffering, you care. You have a progressive mindset. You care about other human beings. And it seems like Congress is totally disconnected from the real pain that Americans are feeling right now. This is why we need to throw out all of these bums. And it's a total disgrace what Republicans are doing right now. So make no mistake about it. Yes, politics was played before the election. But here's what happened yesterday. The House of Representatives, Democrats in the House of Representatives brought up a unanimous consent bill for $2,000. $2,000 in direct stimulus payments to the American people. $4,000 for couples. This is what President Trump demanded on Tuesday. Okay? You can laugh all you want about the politics of it all. Yes, you can laugh all you want about how these negotiations unfolded over the last few weeks and Treasury Secretary Mnuchin was involved in these stimulus discussions from the White House. So as if it was a surprise to President Trump that it was only $600 stimulus checks. He gets it and then waits a whole day and then comes out in a press conference and says that this is a joke, that the American people are suffering. Again, regardless of the politics of all of this, regardless of the shenanigans of how, he just threw a bomb at Mitch McConnell, who just threw him under the bus for now certifying the election for Joe Biden. Forget all of that. This is how politics is played. Politics are meant to help people in the end, right? That's the goal. One side against the other. And in the end, you are supposed to win when they duke it out. So in this battle right now, the idea is that President Trump is trying to one-up Republicans. He's trying to say to them, hey, $2,000 is where we need to be. Your little $600 stimulus package is missing the mark. Bring me something real. So what did Democrats do yesterday? They called his bluff. They went to the floor of the House. They asked for a unanimous consent vote on $2,000 direct stimulus checks to the American people. And what did Republicans do? They blocked it. Kevin McCarthy, the Republican, the House Minority Leader, raised his hand and objected. And that kills a unanimous consent vote. So how do the newspapers respond this morning? Well, guess what? Republicans are being crushed this morning. Phone calls on Christmas Day to congressional offices, according to reports, are breaking records. I hope every one of you watching right now picks up a phone and calls your local representative and tells them that you want these direct stimulus checks that President Trump called for on Tuesday. $2,000. Do it. Throw an absolute bomb into your congressional districts. I'm speaking metaphorically, of course. Call them and tell them that you want these direct stimulus checks, because I'll tell you how Republicans are being perceived this morning. I read so many newspapers this morning, and I pulled up the front covers of so many newspapers across the country. This is how this is playing out for Republicans. Like, if you're running for re-election as a Republican right now, I do not envy you. Just here's a sampling. You want to see a sampling? Okay, here's the Washington Post. This is national newspaper, of course. Front page of the Washington Post. Friday, December 25th, Christmas Day. $2,000 checks blocked by GOP. Democrats sought a change from the $600. And House Republicans on Thursday blocked an effort by House Democrats. Okay, here's another one. Let's go from Washington down to Texas. Here's the Dallas Morning News front page. House GOP blocks $2,000 aid checks. Yeah, not good look for Republicans right now, right? Here's another one. Here's over in Georgia. Do you think there's a few important races happening in Georgia right now? Oh, you bet your bottom dollar there is. Relief bill's fate remains up in the air. In the U.S., House calls for $2,000 checks. The article goes on to explain that Republicans blocked it. Now, you can sit there and say, hey, politics, didn't Nancy Pelosi have a chance to do this back in September and accept some larger bill? Perhaps. Yeah, she could have. But guess what? It would have gone to the Senate and Mitch McConnell would have thrown it out. So this idea that Nancy Pelosi had an opportunity to accept a $1.8 trillion package from the White House back in September, that's great and all, and you're right about that. However, Mitch McConnell would never have brought it to the floor of the Senate. Senate Republicans would never have voted for it. Never. And that's the conundrum, and President Trump knows it right now. He absolutely knows what's going on, and this is how it's playing out. So let's go through some of the details right now as it stands. These reports coming in at this hour from the Washington Post, Jake Sherman, Jeff Stein, and other great reporters on this, just to clear up some confusion on this. So when we look at this particular headline in the Washington Post, just to clear up some confusion, the supplemental federal unemployment benefits at $600 a week, they expired at the end of July, right? Those were gone. The benefits that are set to expire tomorrow, Saturday, are the base benefits, meaning millions of people will receive no unemployment benefits at all starting tomorrow. When House Republicans block $2,000 in payments, Trump has now just thrown this entire thing into disarray. And Congress doesn't know what to do because they don't know what the president will support. So they don't know if they draft a new bill, will the president even sign it? Remember, the negotiations were unfolding where President Trump had Treasury Secretary Mnuchin in on these negotiations. And he still is standing up on Tuesday threatening a veto unless you bring back a bill to me that has $2,000 in stimulus checks. Don't even do it. He threw a bomb into them. So that's just the unemployment piece. Here's the numbers, though. Unemployment tomorrow, Saturday, the 26th. and I'm going to say this, you look, when all of you should be spending time with your families, they should be, they have the day off. It's a Saturday after Christmas. They should be able to sit there and play with their toys. They should be able to build their Lego. They should be able to ride their new bike. There shouldn't be the fear of food not being able to be provided for you and your family, to have you be thrown out of your house. This is America. How is this happening in this country? I want to call to arms for all of you. Please let me know in the comments right now how you are dealing with this. Tell me in what ways you've had to cut back. I want to hear it. I read all of your comments. I do. And I sit there very often with tears in my eyes. My wife will come in and she'll be like, "What's wrong?" I'd be like, "I'm reading comments from my viewers. That's what's wrong. Tell me how you're dealing with this." We need to get these stories out to our members of Congress. So the president is down in Mar-a-Lago. He's pretending that he's hanging out and having meetings. But of course, he's actually out on the golf course. So he's telling us that he's having these meetings, right? And all these people are calling him out, saying on Twitter, they're saying, "Mr. President, stop lying. You're not in meetings and having phone calls. You've been playing golf. There's people with telescopes or, telescopic cameras, and they're watching you all afternoon on the golf course. And you're telling us that you're in meetings, you're on phone calls, really working the system, making sure that people are taken care of." No one believes you for a second. Well, I guess there's 80 million people that believe you. I don't know. But if you watch this show, you know to be cynical and you know to focus on the truth. So the president tweets this early afternoon to say, "Look, here's where we are. This is what I want from the American people. This is what I want. I made many phone calls today. I had meetings at Trump International in Palm Beach, Florida. Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than only $600? It wasn't their fault. It was China. Give our people the money." So some of the additional reporting that's just unfolding this evening right now is pretty stark. You think, okay, things can shut down in Washington. It's Christmas. No, today on a news day has been incredibly busy. Christmas for a news day has been very, very busy. Normally, I spent 20 years in the news business. Nothing happens on Christmas, but not in this administration, not in this Congress. Christmas could be just random Monday on any other time of the year. That's the kind of stuff we're dealing with. So the government shuts down on Monday. Will President Trump sign the $900 billion crappy coronavirus bill? He's threatened to veto. And he says, "I made many calls. I had meetings at Trump International. Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than $600? Give people the money." He's calling on Republicans to bring back an actual bill. And Republicans totally dropped the ball on this. They totally dropped the ball. Point the blame directly at Mitch McConnell. Point the blame directly at Kevin McCarthy in the House of Representatives. They had an opportunity. They had cover. They had cover from the President of the United States, who gave them carte blanche right now to pass a $2,000 stimulus bill for the American people. I think one thing that really bothers me about this whole thing, I was thinking about it this afternoon, is that everyone's sort of falling for this idea that $2,000 is enough. It's not. $2,000 enough is not even enough. No way. Look, when you have other countries like Australia, literally, there are individuals since the pandemic began have been receiving $2,000 a month. So they have over $24,000 they've already received from their government just to keep their head above water. Canada, the same thing. Their government has handed them $2,000 checks per month. This idea that we're having this more, this equivalency where we're saying $600 is crap and $2,000 is where we need to be. No, we should frankly be demanding more than that. And I know the Ben Shapiros of the world that think that, that no one should, that there's no suffering going on and, the government shouldn't be stepping in right now. Libertarians who think that, just fend for yourself. Start a farm. Go out there. Just don't worry about your children right now. Just, go fend for yourself. Self-preservation, right? will disagree with me. They're wrong. And history has proven that they're wrong. And the United States right now is a failed state, folks. So again, when we look at all of these different front pages of the news, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, relief bill's fate remains up in the air. House GOP says no to $2,000 checks. The Star Tribune, pandemic aid stuck, veto threat Myers vote. Dallas Morning News, House GOP blocks 2,000 aid checks. Houston Chronicle this morning, on chaotic Capitol Hill, all is not calm. House GOP blocks $2,000 Trump imperils COVID relief amid looming shutdown. This is chaos. This is chaos. And then, of course, amid all of this, billionaires are doing just fine. In fact, billionaire Ron Burkle today bought Michael Jackson's former Neverland Ranch. Billionaires are doing fine. A billionaire just bought Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, replete with a merry-go-round and Ferris wheel, trains, 3 cinemas, 3 houses, pools, train tracks, made to look like Disney World. Billionaires are doing fine. President Trump tweeting, I saved at least 8 Republican senators, including Mitch McConnell, from losing in the last election. Now, they almost all sit back and they watch me fight against a crooked and vicious foe, the radical left Democrats. I will never forget, he says. Again, this is a bomb thrown directly at Mitch McConnell. And in the middle of it is the collateral damage, which is all of us, right? It's you, it's the businesses that are shut down. It's this woman who had to shut her wedding business and is now feeding her children tuna fish on crackers. And this is just one story, this is just one story out of thousands that I've read by you. To provide some more context on all of this, Pennsylvania is officially broke. Multiple states are officially broke. One advisor in the White House tonight says what's happening inside the building is nobody knows what Trump is going to do, and they're all trying to figure it out. Families, thousands of families on the brink of eviction, hunger, food insecurity, financial insecurity, losing unemployment tomorrow, facing eviction, no food or medicines, no health care. This is the greatest country in the world, the richest country in the world. Here's what you can do tonight, folks. First of all, I want to read and hear all of your stories. What are you dealing with? And then I want you to get on the phone and call your local House representative. Call your local call your senator from your state. Each state has 2 senators. Tell me which of your representatives from your House of Representatives is in your district. Get on the phone with them and demand that they pass COVID stimulus immediately. Call on your Republicans to say, please pass the president's $2,000 stimulus proposal. Do it. Pass what Nancy Pelosi just put on the floor, $2,000. Folks, Monday this happens. Yeah, they were able to object yesterday, but Monday, House Democrats are going to put up an actual bill. They will have to all go on the record and vote against it or for it. Call them tonight. Call them tomorrow. Call them all weekend and demand that they vote for a stimulus bill for $2,000 for individuals on Monday. That's what you can do right now. That's how you can affect change. That's how we can start to get this process going. Because if we don't, then, we're just sitting here on YouTube and we're just complaining to each other. Get your voices heard. When Republicans wake up in their districts and they see these types of headlines in Dallas, House GOP blocks $2,000 in aid checks on Christmas Day? I'm sorry. You are not happy if you are a Republican right now. If you wake up in the morning on Christmas morning and you're like, honey, are we opening presents? I'm going to make some coffee and we'll open some presents with the kids. Let me grab the newspaper. Honey, I'm going to go down and grab the front page. I'm going to grab the Dallas Morning News this morning. Let me just read this. Oh, crap. Wow, it's everywhere. Yeah, it's on every front page of every newspaper across the country that House GOP blocks this bill. Call them. Make a difference on this Christmas. And subscribe to our channel. And please share it. You know, like, I don't need you to be a channel member. I hope you're a channel member by going to morninginvest.com/join. Great. If not, just subscribe to our channel right down here, the little Santa hat. You can do that right here. And share this video. Share it with a family member who's like on the fence about this kind of stuff. Share it with a sister or brother who's like, I don't really know if progressive values are for me. Medicare for all, like actually helping people. I don't know if that's for me. Send this video to them. Start to make a change. Because I got to tell you, our current system is a total freaking failure. I'm Clayton Morris. Thank you for paying attention to the truth. Much love to all of you. Merry Christmas. Go out there and fight for what's right tonight. Love you.